Today we'll be taking a look at The Lesson, which is a poem by a poet named Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou. And Maya Angelou, she is a woman that had a super duper rough background. She was oppressed in racist America and was discriminated against because one, she was African American, and two, she's a woman. So she endured a lot of bad stuff in her life. And in a lot of her poems, at least from what I've seen, she talks about her attitude during those times. She kind of slaps around the racist people and says that she needs to keep her confidence during those times. And that's like a recurring theme in most of her poems, which is stay strong. You still can survive through it, I suppose. And this is The Lesson. It also has a similar message to that, except this one's much shorter and doesn't take an entire class period for me to go over. So let's dive right into this. I keep on dying again. That's unfortunate. Veins collapse, opening like the small fists of sleeping children. Memory of old tombs, rotting flesh and worms do not convince me against the challenge. The years and cold defeat live deep in the lines along my face. They dull my eyes, yet I keep on dying because I love to live. Well, let's return to the first sentence. I keep on dying again. Well, she obviously can't perish and then respawn again. So this is figuratively speaking that she keeps on dying throughout her life, all of her pain that she has endured. Um, she has to keep on trying again. Uh, Next line, veins collapse, opening like the small fists of sleeping children. Well, veins collapse, she's just furthering her imagery of her dying in detail. So veins collapse, imagine your veins, they just go implode, and then they're struggling to open like the small fist of sleeping children. So she's just going through a lot of bad things. And she's just establishing this negative connotation in this first part of the poem. Memory of old tombs, rotting flesh and worms do not convince me against the challenge. Well, memory of old tombs, this is referring to memory of the dead people she's witnessed through her life that she held near and dear. This is more pain that she has went through. And then she uses more imagery, in graphic detail, rotting flesh and worms. And this establishes that things are getting pretty rough for her. Yet this still does not convince her against the challenge. And the challenge here, she is referring to life. In her life, she has endured a lot of really bad things, and she sees this as a challenge. But no matter how hard things get, no matter if she remembers her close ones just dying, her veins breaking, she is still going up against this challenge of life. The years and cold defeat live deep in lines along my face. Well, the years and cold defeat living this. Oh, I'm holding my pen wrong. Right here, live. This is, I believe it's personification because this all her years of just her struggle, it's just like living there in her face, the lines along her face. And these lines along her face is referring to her age. Now that she's old, she has lots of lines, and all these lines are the years of cold defeat. So overall, this is just some pretty sad stuff. Like, she keeps on dying, her veins collapsing, old tombs, everything really sad, negative connotation. And they dull my eyes, yet she keeps on dying. All these things, her eyes are dulled just from like crying and stuff because life is just that rough. And yet, she's willing to just keep on dying because she loves to live. Well, in order to keep on dying, you have to keep on getting back up. And what she's saying is she just keeps on getting back up because even though life might be rough, life still has a lot of amazing things to offer. So don't just die, get back up. Oh, yeah, and there is one more thing that is worth noting, which is take a peek at these lines. Veins collapsing, opening like the. Okay, where did the sentence go? Well, it went over to here. It's not even complete. It just looks super wacky. And same place over here. The sentence is not even done. It moves to the next one. I looked into this. It is a technique named enjambment. Enjambment. Not sure if I spelled that correctly. But enjambment basically means that there are these lines that are incomplete. That's just going to move down like this. It just breaks it and moves to the next line. And the purpose behind enjambment is to make the reader read faster. So like veins collapse, opening like the, and then the reader has to immediately go to the next one. There's no period, so immediately go to the next line and just keep on reading. And the purpose behind reading this faster is because Maya Angelou wants you to move through from the beginning. I keep on dying. Read over all this negative connotation. It's like, oh, life is sad. And then when you read fast and you get to the end, she leads you to the end, saying that she keeps on dying. Like, I keep on dying. This repeats. She leads you to the end. And then she explains, because she likes to live. So, she just brings you quickly to the main central idea of this poem. So to recap, the lesson by Miss Angelou here, the lesson that she learned throughout her whole life, that gave her like wrinkles on her face, all that pain, is that life has a lot of pain to it, but keep on getting back up. Life is also filled with amazing things that you should just keep on living for. If you die, just don't die. Get back up.